This simple trick works even better than baking soda to help you stay far away from dialysis. Just 4 tablespoons before breakfast can stop the acid that's quietly eating away at your kidneys. Today, I'm sharing something your doctor will never tell you. Here's the truth: most people don't end up on dialysis because their kidneys have completely failed. They end up there too early because of something that could have been treated. Things like fluid retention, low potassium, or most often, too much acid in the blood. These are common complications of chronic kidney disease. They're manageable. But too many doctors still skip straight to dialysis instead of fixing the root cause. And that's the part that breaks my heart. Because so many kidney patients could live years longer, dialysis-free, if only their doctors cared enough to personalize their treatment. One of the biggest hidden dangers is something called metabolic acidosis, when your body builds up too much acid. Up to half of stage 4 CKD patients have it, and most of them aren't even being treated for it. That acid doesn't just destroy your kidneys, it also eats away at your muscles and bones. But please, don't lose hope. There are 7 natural ways to stop this from happening, and I'm starting with number 7, because it's the easiest one of all. Drink 60 milliliters of lemon juice every morning before breakfast. Lemon juice might taste acidic, but inside your body, it does the opposite: it helps alkalize your system. It's packed with citrate, which your body turns into bicarbonate, the same substance your kidneys use to neutralize acid, without the sodium from baking soda. In other words, lemon juice gives your kidneys a gentle, natural way to breathe again. Plus, it's loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C, and even a little iron. The best part? It safely lowers acid levels in your body, exactly what your kidneys need. Because here's the thing: if you're in stage 3B or worse, you must take steps to control acid buildup. If you don't, your kidney function will drop faster than your jaw when you see that hospital bill. Seriously, we're not here to finance a spaceship. We just want to heal. Yes, it's really that bad. And I know what you're probably thinking right now: what about baking soda? Isn't sodium bicarbonate supposed to stop acid from destroying the kidneys? Well, you're right. Sodium bicarbonate does work. It's one of the best tools we have for fighting metabolic acidosis. And if you have a nephrologist who's actually paying attention to your labs, there's a good chance you're already taking it if you truly need it. Sodium bicarbonate is the first-line treatment for metabolic acidosis. It's literally on page 1 of the nephrology playbook. You don't need to be a genius to prescribe it. But here's the part that frustrates me the most. I still see so many patients who never get this simple, kidney-saving treatment, even when their labs scream for it. And it's wrecking their kidneys. This isn't just my opinion, research confirms it. Metabolic acidosis is still one of the most underdiagnosed and undertreated problems in chronic kidney disease, and it's quietly pushing thousands of patients closer to dialysis every single year. Do you remember when I said most CKD patients end up on dialysis not because their kidneys are completely gone, but because no one cared enough to treat them properly? This is exactly what I meant. Now, before you rush to the kitchen and start scooping Arm & Hammer off the counter, please, don't do that. Here's why: sodium bicarbonate contains sodium. Not a massive amount, but for kidney patients, even a little extra sodium can throw your balance off and raise your blood pressure. So please don't take it unless you know you need it. Here's what I want you to do instead. Grab your most recent lab report and look for a value called CO2, sometimes it's listed as bicarbonate. That number tells you if your body is too acidic. If it's lower than the normal range you see on your report, that's your signal. You need to talk to your nephrologist and make sure this gets addressed right away. Because if your CO2 is low and you're not being treated, that acid is already damaging your kidneys. And it's not just a sign of a careless doctor, it's a red flag that you're running out of time to act. Now, in a moment, I'll show you several natural ways to help your body detoxify acid safely and effectively. But before that, listen carefully. If your doctor hasn't mentioned your CO2 levels, if you're staring at your lab results wondering whether anyone's really connecting the dots, then it's time to stop guessing and start getting answers. Because if something as treatable as excess acid can land you in dialysis, then waiting is the most dangerous thing you can do. We'll go through your labs together, cut through all the confusion, and I'll show you exactly what to do, what to take, what to eat, what to ask your doctor, and what steps to take right now to protect your kidneys for the long haul. Alright guys, let's dive into another natural way to clear out the acid that's quietly hurting your kidneys, and honestly, not many people know about this one. We're talking about number 5 on our list, magnesium citrate. Now, magnesium might not sound exciting, but it's one of the most underrated minerals when it comes to kidney health. Low magnesium levels are strongly linked to a higher risk of ending up on dialysis, and sadly, most kidney patients have no idea this is even happening. Here's why. So many common medications drain magnesium right out of your body. Diuretics, PPIs like omeprazole, statins, even vitamin D supplements, all of them can lower your magnesium levels. And guess what? Most CKD patients are on at least one of those. That's why, for some people, simply correcting magnesium deficiency can help improve creatinine levels and support better kidney function. But here's the part hardly anyone talks about. Magnesium actually has a powerful alkalizing effect on your body. In other words, it helps neutralize acid just like baking soda does, but without the sodium that can raise your blood pressure. In fact, magnesium can lower your blood pressure instead. See why I love it so much? So how do you supplement magnesium safely? It's actually really simple. You can check out my chart on the screen for the best forms and doses. But please be careful here. While most people with CKD tend to have low magnesium, some, especially those in advanced stages, can have too much. So, before taking any supplement, make sure your magnesium levels are tested. Too much magnesium doesn't usually hurt the kidneys, but it can make you feel awful fatigue, diarrhea, that drained, foggy feeling no one needs. Trust me, the last thing you want is to be too tired to move and sprinting to the bathroom every 20 minutes. So, check your levels, supplement wisely, and your kidneys will thank you for it. Now, let's move on to number 4, the most powerful natural remedy for metabolic acidosis. It has 0 side effects, and funny enough, you're probably already taking it. Alright, let's talk about acacia fiber, and no, this isn't some sales pitch. I'm not here to push my supplements for Marina Biotech. Honestly, we can barely keep up with the demand right now, but we're working hard to make more. Here's the real story. When it comes to kidney health, fiber, especially renal-safe fiber, is a true lifesaver. There's strong science behind this. Studies show that both dietary fiber and supplements can help improve your acid-base balance, clear out uremic toxins, and even rebalance your gut microbiome, which, by the way, plays a much bigger role in kidney health than most doctors realize. Now, fiber doesn't directly treat metabolic acidosis, but here's the magic. It helps your body handle acid better, meaning you may not need as much sodium bicarbonate to stay balanced. So, if you're one of the 2 people watching who still isn't taking renal fiber, it might be time to start thinking about it. Now that we've talked about several ways to protect your kidneys from acid, lemon juice, magnesium, sodium bicarbonate, and now fiber, you might be wondering, which one should I choose? Or maybe even, should I do all of them? The truth is, for most people in the later stages of CKD, the best approach is a combination of these tools. Metabolic acidosis, that excess acid building up in your blood, is one of the most dangerous complications of kidney disease. And if we want to protect your kidneys, we have to fight it from every possible angle. Unfortunately, modern medicine still hasn't perfected this part of treatment. We're still waiting for something safer and more effective than sodium bicarbonate because, yes, it works beautifully, but it also has its limits. Too much sodium can push your levels too high and create new problems. There is a promising new drug in development called Veverimer. It mimics the acid neutralizing effects of sodium bicarbonate but without the sodium. Early studies are incredibly hopeful. But it'll still be a few years before that medication becomes available. So for now, you and I have to work with what's already in our hands, the natural tools that actually work: lemon juice, magnesium citrate, sodium bicarbonate, if needed, and yes, fiber. Because every single one of these helps your body fight acid and protect your kidneys in its own unique way. And when you combine them thoughtfully with guidance and balance, that's when the real healing begins. Number 3 is something every single diabetic patient needs to hear. If you have diabetes, you have to be twice as careful because your kidneys are fighting twice as hard. You need to make sure your CO2 levels are tested regularly, at least once every 3 months, and that your doctor actually prescribes sodium bicarbonate if your results show you need it. Now, everyone with CKD should be monitored for metabolic acidosis, but if you have diabetes, the risk is even higher. Here's why. Diabetes doesn't just affect your blood sugar, it changes the way your kidneys handle acid. It damages the tiny filters in your kidneys that remove acid from your blood, and it does this much faster than high blood pressure ever could. That's why people with diabetes often develop metabolic acidosis long before their GFR or creatinine even look alarming on paper. And that's what catches so many doctors off guard. They glance at the numbers, think everything looks fine, and miss the real danger happening underneath. To make things worse, a lot of people with diabetes are still being told even now, in 2025, to eat more protein. But here's the problem: protein is the biggest source of acid in your diet. So think about it, your kidneys are already struggling to get rid of acid, and now you're told to pile on even more? That's not helping your kidneys. That's overwhelming them. It's like being deep in credit card debt, and deciding the best way out is to take a payday loan to buy lottery tickets. You don't win that game, you lose faster. So please, don't fast-track yourself to dialysis. Get your labs checked, watch your CO2 levels, and if you have diabetes, treat acid control as seriously as you treat your blood sugar. Your kidneys and your future self will thank you. Alright, let's talk about something that can make or break your kidney health: your diet. This is number 2 on our list today, and honestly, it might be the most important step you can take to fight the acid that's slowly wearing your kidneys down. So here's the big question: what should you actually eat to protect your kidneys from this acid overload? The answer is simpler than you might think: fruits and vegetables. If you look at this chart on the screen, you'll notice something really clear: fruits and veggies sit proudly on the right side, the alkaline side. They help remove acid from your body instead of adding more of it. And remember, we're not talking about the kind of acid that causes heartburn. How a food tastes in your mouth has nothing to do with how acidic or alkaline it becomes once it's digested. So yes, even acidic tasting foods like lemon actually reduce acid in your body and protect your kidneys. Science has proven this again and again. On the other hand, animal-based foods, meat, cheese, eggs, create a lot of acid. That's why leaning toward plant-based options can make such a powerful difference. The best of the best? Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Brussels sprouts, fennel, basically, anything green. These are your alkalizing superheroes. But I know, nothing's ever that simple with kidney disease. Many of these same veggies that protect your kidneys are also high in potassium, and if you have to limit potassium, you need to be careful. So here's what I recommend. If your doctor hasn't restricted potassium, go ahead and fill your plate with greens. 2 portions at each meal, with a squeeze of lemon juice on top, is a fantastic way to keep your body balanced. But if you do need to watch your potassium levels, don't worry, there are still plenty of delicious, kidney-safe options. Take a look at the table on the screen. I've listed some of my favorite low-potassium, high-alkaline foods there. A few standouts? Arugula, it's a cousin of broccoli, kale, and cabbage, with many of the same benefits but far less potassium. Perfect for anyone with CKD. Then there's bell peppers, they're absolute vitamin C powerhouses. A single cup of red bell pepper has 3 times the vitamin C of an orange. And they're great at reducing acid in the body, too. Eggplant deserves a shout out as well. It helps reduce acid load and floods your body with antioxidants. And of course, apples, simple, gentle, cleansing, and easy to digest. You know that old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Well, as a kidney patient, please don't stay away from your doctor, but do keep the apple. It's one of the best daily habits you can have. All the foods in this list have one thing in common: they help your body fight acid naturally, protect your kidneys, and keep your potassium levels in a safe range. So eat them regularly, mix them up, and let food become one of your strongest allies in healing. Number 1. This is, without a doubt, the most important advice I'll ever give you. Stop eating so much protein. Protein metabolism is one of the biggest drivers of kidney disease progression. The less you eat, the better your kidneys will do. Now, I know you've probably heard me say this before 100 times, at least, but I want you to pause for a second and really think about it. Over the years, I've worked with so many of you watching right now. And I've seen a clear pattern. As soon as you start cutting back on protein, your numbers, your creatinine, your GFR, they start to improve. Almost every time. But here's what usually happens next. You start feeling better, but you hesitate. You hold on to a few eggs here, a little chicken there, maybe that lean steak you promise is your last one. And when I ask why, I always get the same answer: someone online told me I'll lose all my muscles if I stop eating meat. Usually, it's a guy in a tank top quoting ancient caveman wisdom while flexing in front of his mirror. They make it sound like if you skip steak for a week, you'll wake up looking like a Victorian ghost child. But let me tell you the truth, what can really make you waste away isn't a lack of protein. It's ignoring your kidney disease. Here's what's actually happening inside your body. When you eat too much protein, your kidneys can't get rid of all the acid it creates. That acid builds up, we call it metabolic acidosis, and it starts doing serious damage. It doesn't just harm your kidneys, it eats away at your bones and melts down your muscles. So that chicken breast you thought would help you stay strong? It's quietly doing the opposite. If you're still scared that eating less protein will make you weak, please remember this: metabolic acidosis already makes you weak. You're worried about losing strength while doing the one thing that's actually destroying it. Make it make sense, right? And trust me, dialysis is a lot harder on your muscles than skipping a few bites of meat ever will be. So if you truly want to protect your kidneys and keep your body strong, focus on healing foods, not high-protein foods. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Take care of yourself, Take care of your kidneys, and as always, God bless you. Ciao for now.